You've done it again. You're standing in the shower, lying in bed, or staring out the window during your commute, and suddenly, you're somewhere else entirely. In your mind, you're having a conversation that never actually happened. You're finally winning an argument from 3 years ago. You're rehearsing a speech you'll probably never give. You're living a version of life that doesn't exist. And when you suddenly return to the present moment, there's a strange feeling, part relief and part disappointment. Because for a brief moment, that imaginary scenario felt more real than your actual life. So what exactly is happening here? You're not just daydreaming, not in the casual way most people imagine. You're building entire realities inside your mind. Detailed, emotional, immersive. You imagine confrontations with people who once hurt you. You picture success stories where everyone finally recognizes your value. You create romantic moments with someone you barely know. Or you prepare for disasters that may never even happen. But here's the important part. These scenarios aren't random. They're not simply the result of boredom or uncontrolled imagination. Your brain is actually trying to solve something that it hasn't been able to resolve in the real world. So let's start with this. You're not broken. You're not wasting your life in fantasy. And you're not avoiding reality because you're weak. Your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. It's simulating, testing, preparing, trying to give you a sense of control in a world that often feels uncontrollable. Let's look deeper at what's happening inside your mind. There's a system in your brain called the default mode network. This network activates when you're not focused on the outside world, when your mind is simply thinking, wandering, reflecting. For some people, this network is especially active. Instead of just wandering thoughts, it builds elaborate mental simulations of what could happen, what should have happened, or what might have been. Psychologists call this counterfactual thinking. Your brain creates alternate versions of reality, not to torture you, but to learn from them, to process the past, and to prepare for the future. Think of it like this. Your brain is a prediction machine. It constantly asks questions like, what happens next? How should I respond? What could go wrong? When you imagine these fake scenarios, you're mentally rehearsing situations, like a pilot practicing inside a flight simulator. You're testing reactions, building confidence, preparing for uncertainty. But this is where things can become complicated. Sometimes the simulation slowly replaces action. You rehearse a conversation so many times that you never actually have it. You imagine success so vividly that the real work begins to feel less urgent. You replay painful memories again and again until you become trapped inside them. What started as a helpful mental tool slowly turns into a cage. There's another deeper reason why these scenarios happen: control. In real life, you can't control how people react to you. You can't predict every outcome, and you can't rewind the past to try again. But inside your mind, everything is different. You're the director, you're the writer, you're the actor. You get to say the perfect words, you get to be understood, you get to win. And your brain craves that feeling, especially if you've spent a lot of your life feeling powerless, misunderstood, or overlooked. These imagined scenarios become a place where you finally feel agency, where you finally feel like you matter. And that's not abnormal, that's human. But there is a cost. When too much time is spent inside these mental worlds, the line between imagination and reality begins to blur. You may feel real anger towards someone for something they only did in your mind. You may feel disappointed when real life doesn't follow the script you imagined. Slowly, the distance between your inner world and the real world begins to grow. Reality feels messy, unpredictable, unscripted, and your brain, despite all its power, struggles with uncertainty. So you start feeling more comfortable inside the scenarios than inside real life. So how do you work with this, instead of fighting against it? Not by forcing yourself to stop, and not by shaming yourself for having these thoughts. Instead, by understanding what these scenarios are actually trying to give you. First, externalize the scenario. When you catch yourself imagining one, write it down. Not to overanalyze it, just to get it out of your head. Your brain creates these scenarios because it's trying to process something. Writing gives that process a form. It gives it words. In psychology, this is called expressive writing, and it works because it completes the mental loop your brain keeps replaying. Once it's written down, your mind can finally let it go. Second, ask yourself one important question. Is this scenario preparing me or protecting me? There's a big difference. Preparation means you're mentally rehearsing something you actually plan to do. Protection means you're hiding inside imagination to avoid discomfort. If you imagine a difficult conversation and then go have it, that's preparation. If you imagine it over and over but never act, that's avoidance. Your brain will use scenarios in both ways. The key is learning to recognize which one you're experiencing. Third, set a time limit. You don't have to eliminate these thoughts completely, just contain them. Give yourself 10 minutes to think about the scenario, then return to the present moment. This teaches your brain that these mental simulations are tools, not places you live. You can visit them, but you don't stay there. Fourth, gently ground yourself when you notice your mind drifting. Feel your feet touching the ground. Pay attention to your breathing. Look around and focus on something real in front of you. This activates your sensory system and pulls your mind out of the default mode network. It reminds your brain, this is real, this moment, this body, this life. Here's a simple way to understand it. Your mind is like a river. The scenarios are the current, sometimes calm, sometimes powerful. You can't stop the river from flowing, but you don't have to let it carry you away. You can sit on the riverbank, watch the current move, acknowledge it, and then continue walking your own path. These scenarios will probably always exist. That's not the real problem. The real problem is forgetting that they're not the destination. They're simply your mind trying to understand a complicated world, trying to protect you, trying to prepare you, trying to create a sense of control when life feels uncertain. You've spent a lot of time inside those imagined worlds. Some of them may have been beautiful. Some of them may have comforted you when reality couldn't. But you don't have to live there anymore. You can allow them to be what they were always meant to be: simulations, rehearsals, not replacements. Because your real life is still waiting. Messy, uncertain, unscripted, but real. And maybe that's enough.